My angels came to me with an issue that they don't appreciate. And to me, they have a valid point. They were telling me, you're not going to accept what I think you're going to accept, are you? Because this is causing a problem. I'm sitting there. Half of me is about to grab their throat and slam them against the wall. The other half of me, I'm worried about my wife. The real me listens to God. God tells me, you need to deal with this. So I'm like, this is really what I have to deal with. Half of your revenue comes from 18% of your congregation. The rest of them, they just come to a building, they sit there. We used to call them consumer Christians. Now, if you put a rainbow flag on that, you're going to have a problem. Now that problem becomes my problem because I already said enough of this religious stuff. Let's just take care of your families, make sure you're taken care of. This seems to be non-negotiable. With my people have a problem with this homosexual thing. From someone that speaks from experience, so if everybody could shut the fuck up, that I even have to degrade myself to speak on this level. It is not all right to indoctrinate our children. It is not all right to indoctrinate without your self-loving thought process on it makes me feel better and I love children. We have a problem with that. Then do it to your children. But don't do it to your children. Why don't you look at yourself? Because I'll tell you the truth. By my own testimony, I have been in the streets and I have known a lot of people that have touched me in ways I didn't want them to touch me in. Because they can't control themselves. So if you're walking around in a woman's garment, and you're 6 feet tall, there's a problem with you. So you need to actually look at the issue here is we're not going to accept it anymore. I don't care about your drag shows. I don't care about anything that you're actually doing. It's not right, and it's evil. So if you're a part of that, so are you. We'll go further. You're sitting there thinking that you're accepted. The rest of us are on the side of heaven. Now, is it an abomination? Well, Scripture says it is. No Christian's ever been able to answer the question. I will. So I've sat there many times ministering to someone with the scripture out. Everything's going fine. The depravity that you exhibit behind closed doors, and I'll take it further than that, because Judas, the situation he got himself in with James Leos, and he tells me what's going on behind closed doors. You must be in sin. There must be something wrong with you. You must need help. I don't care what anybody tells you. Because when it comes down to it, you're going to answer to heaven. And heaven says no. I had to sit there for an entire 30 minutes of my angels just being like, you're really going to let this go? Boy lovers? And I'm sitting there like, if you get the rainbows off my church, I could do something. And they're like, well, you got gay pastors here, you got gay people here, you got them doing this here, you got people wearing rainbows here, marching around like this is love. While they're walking around with a 97% suicide rate, and also, the people that are saying this is love don't care. They just feel better about themselves. So lump them into that. This is what I came to deal with. Whatever your needs are. So the way I feel about it, I got Kirk Cameron going into libraries and you guys fighting him. Maybe take a look at yourself. Why are you fighting him? What about me do you hate so much? What about what I stand for is incomprehensible to you? Maybe I know more than you do. Maybe that's what you hate so much. So when you're sitting there marching around in a homosexual parade from Tel Aviv to here in every city with those rainbows that used to mean a covenant, why don't you think about these things? Because you don't know anything about it. Why don't you think about those little chat rooms they show up in at 3 o'clock in the morning? I've had some of them show up at my door. Like, I thought you were looking for me. Bro, I am not homosexual. I promise you, I am married. My pussy is good. Sorry to say that, babe. So, you put this on my churches. You put this in our faces. And you think that we're not going to rise up. Is this the problem? If this is a simple problem, this is easy. I remember one time in Tucson, I was sitting there. Someone tells me, we're going to a gay bar. Oh, are we now? This ought to be interesting, right? So I walk into it. I tell you the truth. This is the reason I don't like techno. They could tell that I was not receptive to this. Nor will I ever be. And if this is the problem we have, we are a far lost society. So what I'm telling you right now, if you have a problem, then kneel. Get help. You desperately need it. I will provide it. I have healed many. Because you're not getting the point. And the point is something no one ever tell you. My wife right now, she comes over here, she tells me, well, I'm staying with a man, but he's gay. I had the same opportunity in Los Angeles. He said, I'm a nudist, I'm a gay man. If you can take it, then pay for it and you can have this room. My wife is in the same exact situation. Someday my wife will learn that I've already taken her steps. So she comes over here. And I'm sitting there like, that man is a demon. You have demons. You are a demon. You are of the devil. You went against scripture. The reason you have these demons is because I decided a long time ago, because someone needs to tell you, that you should not be allowed to have the opposite sex in your life. You did something in your previous lifetime that caused me to decide you were that sexually depraved. Now get out of my face.